So as the annual World Economic Forum event comes to a close and Davos returns to being a sleepy mountainous town, buildings like Ukraine House go back to what they were before this week. But interestingly, we've seen quite a few Ukrainian delegates here this week, and David Cameron himself has talked about the United Kingdom's commitment to Ukraine, which basically means giving them more aid. But what if I told you that there is now evidence that shows Ukrainian politicians are spending obscene amounts of money on Swiss property? Well, fortunately, the man I'm about to interview has that very evidence. Here you go. So walking along the streets of Davos on the last day of the World Economic Forum's annual event, Dominic, who I've spoken to a few times whilst walking the streets, has bumped into me today, and you've got some very interesting news to give me. What have you found out?
We have found out that in the last 2 years a lot of Ukrainian politicians get a lot of money and they come here to Switzerland and buy real estate, and not as an investment for commercial investments or something like that. They are buying private luxury villas for huge amounts of money, and in my opinion I cannot imagine that a politician from Ukraine has enough money to buy a villa here in Switzerland, around 9-10 million euros each. Yeah. And I think, where are these people getting the money? So they send their own folks to war, they want more money, and they come here to Switzerland, to the World Economic Forum, to beg for more money, and what they are doing with the money, they are investing. I can show you, we have here in Switzerland a land register, and you see that these people are buying here in Switzerland for 9-10 millions in cash luxury villas for their own use.
And you work in real estate, don't you?
Yes,
So like you know all this quite well. It's interesting you say all this because, so yesterday I bumped into the UK Foreign Secretary, David Cameron, and I asked him why he's here, and he said they're here to talk about Ukraine and Russia and Israel and Palestine. But I've also seen quite a few Ukrainian politicians and dignitaries that have come here this week.
They have to visit their homes and see what they have bought.
So what sort of financial figures are we looking at?
We are having here one. This is in Gstaad. This is a location. This is a very well-known village in the world here in Switzerland, where rich people can live for a very low tax. And many rich people from the whole world are living there in Gstaad. That is not far away from our main capital city in Bern. And we see, I can show you, the land register in Switzerland is public. And you see the address of Gstaad. This is on Alte Lauenenstraße 11 in Gstaad. And there is a politician from Ukraine with name Dmitry Alexandrovich Razimov. And he bought for 8.9, you can see it on the land register, for 8.9 million euros a villa. The next one, Alexander Alexandrovich Danielchuk, he bought for 9.2 million euros his own villa in Gstaad, also in Gstaad, in this very famous ski resort. The next one is Ludmila Leonoridyova Denisova. She bought for 9.9 million euros a villa in Gstaad. Can you imagine where she has so much money to buy these villas here in Switzerland?
And didn't you say that she was sacked by Zelensky?
Yes, she was working in the government from Zelensky, and he kicked her out of the government because she's spreading so much lies about that the Russian soldiers are torturing Ukrainian children. And her lies were so big that even Zelensky kicked her out of the government. And can you imagine why this lady has 10 million euros to buy a villa in Gstaad? And so they steal so much money, they send their own people to the front, kill them. They know they have no chance against the Russian army. And they steal the whole money to buy villas in Switzerland.
So where do you think they get this money from?
Stealing.
You.
Absolutely.
Your government.
I'm 100% sure that this money is stolen money, because I cannot imagine that a politician in Ukraine has so much money to buy for 10 million euros a villa and pay cash for it. That makes no sense.
Well, Dominic, thank you very much for your time and
was
for
a
that
pleasure to meet
really
you.
interesting piece of information. I never knew that, and had you not come out and knocked on the window today and said, I've got something for you, I'd have never known, and maybe some of the followers wouldn't know
And
as
these
well.
are just the free that I show you. You cannot imagine how much money here is in Switzerland, stolen money on black bank accounts.
Is that document publicly posted?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Cheers. So the question the general public will probably have after watching that video is, how do politicians who earn a good wage but not rock star wages have that much money to spend on Swiss property alone? This has been Callum Smiles for Callum Smiles Media on the streets of Davos on the final day of the annual World Economic Forum event. So if you like the fact that independent journalists like myself have come here to the belly of the beast that is Davos for the annual World Economic Forum event, and you value all the work and content we bring you, then please head over to callumsmilesmedia.com where you can help out with the expenses so we can keep independent media alive. Thank you.